Must be the infected the brief mentioned.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
I don't know what happened.
Barry! Where's Barry? Where's Barry? Where's Barry? Where's Barry?
Where's Barry? Where's Barry? Where's Barry? Where's Barry? I'll tell you where Barry is. Barry has been on the unemployment line since 1998.
Ah, come on, Barry, we're all friends here. I just want what's best for you.
I was one of the cast members of the original Resident Evil. All you guys went on to star in your own subsequent sequels and whatnot. Multiple sequels in some cases. What did I get? I got to be in a secondary campaign in the sequel of a spin-off series to Resident Evil. And nobody be playing that. Even the dang Rebecca Chambers got to be in the prequel.
I just want what's best for you.
Screw you, Valentine, the master of unlocking your damn career. Where's my career? Well, doesn't matter. I'm about to stage the ultimate comeback, baby.
How you gonna do that?
VR.
Or
Yeah. VR is all the rage right now when it comes to Resident Evil. Resident Evil 4 Remake is getting a PSVR 2 mode. Just you wait and see. Once my comeback is secured, and they finally remake the original Resident Evil like people keep requesting, this is how it's gonna play out. There's only one STARS member left now. Me. Barry Burton. I don't know where in the hell the others are gone. Damn.
Barry Burton.
Damn straight, bitches.
Resident Evil.
Oh, hey. Down, Fido. Damn. Someone get him a Scooby snack. Now this is what's up. Ain't a single Jill Valentine in view. It's just me and my buddy Chris. Am I right, Chris? No, this isn't right at all. Huh? No, I miss Jill. I miss the boobies. What was that? I better go check it out and be the star of this game for once. Oh, hey, Barry. Hey, Wesker. Take this with you. You may need it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm the star of the game for once. Good luck, Barry. See you later, Chris, on the sidelines. Yes, best of luck, Barry. I'm onto your ass, Wesker. I done played this 1,000,000,000 times before. Anyway, see you guys. I'm off to star in the game.
But Barry, don't you have to play as Claire in the beginning? I mean, like you have to unlock Barry by beating the game at least once, isn't that right?
Oh, shit.
VRified Games.
Whoa, hey. Man, how long y'all be standing there? Oh, whoa, hey, shut up a minute. I can't get a word in edgeways. Jeez. What's that, girl? Little Timmy's trapped down the well? Oh, no, I misunderstood. You want to know how to play this in VR, huh? Well, damn, okay, follow me. I'll show you how we do this. Here's what you gotta do.
Yes, Uncle Barry, I want to play
The
this
link in the
VR.
description, you'll find Cheat Engine. go ahead and install it. You'll see another file for this particular game. Download that. Now, next thing you gotta do.
I don't know, this sounds very hard. I don't know if I can do it.
Gen Z and their iPhone tablets doing everything for them. It's okay, little lady. At any time, just pause the damn video and play it back. Just open that file you just downloaded. Don't worry, it'll automatically hook into Cheat Engine that you just downloaded. Change the settings so that they look like this. That will ensure optimum first-person perspective. Now, if you want to play in flat-screen first-person, you're good to go. But if you want to play in VR, like we know you want to because we gotta make my comeback actually come back, go ahead, download Vorpx, link in the description. Search up VRified Games' username DU1G0 and search for the profile Resident Evil Revelations 2 first person and import it. That's it, you're good to go.
What's up, Lil? Yeah. Well, living dead talking head. Coming to you live with Daigo with VRified Games. How we doing, Daigo?
Hey Ed, how's it going?
Shit, man, I'm alright. So, tell me, man. What's up we doing today?
Well Ed, we're back on our quest to VRify the Resident Evil series.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know how like Master Modder Prey Dog?
Yeah.
How he's gone ahead and gotten Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 all up in VR thanks to his Ori framework.
Yeah. Fantastic games. And fantastic mods.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So that got me thinking way back in the day, okay, can we get other games within the series in VR? Is that possible? And what sparked that idea off in my head was Code Veronica for Nintendo GameCube. Now, using Dolphin VR, we were able, with some success, to get Code Veronica up in VR, and you can check the links in the description to see those videos if you want. We got it in first person, 6 DOF head tracking, rudimentary 3DOF motion controls, and it all worked very well. The only snag being, when you took damage, this also took over the camera, and the camera went back into a third person, and it led to some issues with game culling. But beyond that, it worked very well.
The radio tower. That's gotta be it. What are you doing all alone? Where are your parents?
I don't have any parents. And I don't know why I'm here. I just am.
She got you just like she got my baby. You're not scared of me?
No. You're alright.
Following on from that, we realized, okay, Resident Evil 4 for the MetaQuest was a fantastic port / remake of the original Resident Evil 4 in VR. Motion controls, the whole lot, it just worked amazingly. However, this game was only available to those who owned MetaQuest.
Watch out!
So what if you've got an Index or a Pico, or you just don't have Meta for whatever reason? Well, using Dolphin VR, we went back into Resident Evil 4. Both GameCube and original version, we were able to hack in a first-person camera, rudimentary motion controls based upon the Nintendo Wii's Wiimote peripheral, and it has worked very well.
So what's your name, sweetie?
Natalia.
Wow, what a pretty name. My name's Barry.
Barry?
That's right, don't wear it out.
I won't.
It was an alternative for those who did not have access to the standalone version for Quest, so we were quite proud of that. And finally, for the Dolphin VR, we got Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles working really well in VR. Now, for those who don't know, those are light gun games. So essentially, it's a rail shooter. You point your motion controller and you play it as though you were inside a rail shooter. So you can't move forward, back, left, or right. You're stationary and your character moves for you, and you just move your head in 6 degrees of freedom, and the same with your motion controls to defend yourself, basically. All around, very good experience. If you played Drop Dead, you know what to expect. After that, moving on to the PC side of things, we took a look at Resident Evil 6, simply because a first-person mod existed within a game trainer. So using that, along with the game profile in Vorpx made for Resident Evil Revelations 2, as both games were made on the MT framework, we were able to get this game in VR. Great success. However, the game itself is a bit of a mess, but, you know, Leon's campaign at least was a lot of fun. So within the mainline series, that leaves Resident Evil 5, 0 and 1 as the only games without some sort of VR support.
Looks like this is the only way through.
And unfortunately, 0 and 1 will not work, simply down to the fact that the backgrounds are pre-rendered, so it won't work in VR. You'll just have a flat static image and these 3D polygons over it. It doesn't work, sadly. And finally, before we go on to our subject today, we managed to get Resident Evil Survivor up and running in 3DOF VR using a whole host of methods. Now, you can check the video in the description. It's a long, lengthy process, but once you've done it, and you're able to enjoy the game in VR, albeit a 3DOF experience, not unlike, say, Oculus Go or Samsung Gear VR, that kind of idea, Google Cardboard. That's what you could expect there. So, bringing us all back around to today, as I previously mentioned, when trying to get Resident Evil 6 into VR, we used the Vorpx profile for Resident Evil Revelations 2. That already existed. So I was like, oh, okay, that got me thinking. If the profile already existed, it's probably viable to get Revelations 2 in VR. Now, what is Resident Evil Revelations 2? What is it? Well, as Barry stated in the intro there, this was his big comeback. It's basically a spin-off series of the mainline Resident Evil.
The monsters.
Monsters?
Now, Revelations and Revelations 2 seem to be more experimental, like this was their testing ground. Let's throw some ideas on the wall, let's see what sticks. So, for instance, with Revelations 1, they introduced this partner system where you played with an AI partner, and that worked really well. People liked that, people enjoyed it, and so Capcom took the feedback and realized, okay, let's put that back into the mainline series, and that became the co-op system and the AI system within Resident Evil 5, for better or worse. Now, the genesis of that was Revelations 1. Now, Revelations originally was a flagship title, a system seller if you will, for the Nintendo 3DS, which was their handheld console. The idea being this was 3D without glasses. In my opinion, it was way ahead of its time. I thought the technology was amazing. It's made a comeback somewhat with the LumaPad, but this was way back, some 10-15 years ago. So it was really cool. It used cameras on the front to see where your eyes were, and you were able to play these games in 3D. Fantastic.
Must be the infected the brief mentioned.
So Revelations originally started out as an exclusive title for that. A HD remaster was eventually released for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, etc. And it had enhanced visuals, but it was more or less the same game. Now, both games share this kind of episodic approach, popularized by the trend at the time of binge watching DVD box sets and later Netflix series. When these games released, this is what the general audience was doing. They would watch a whole series back to back, and you know, it was all the rage. So a few companies, not just Capcom, looked at that and went, oh, let's put that in game form. Let's get that feeling of moving from episode to episode, and why not? Yeah, let's do that. That's how Revelations 1 and 2 followed suit. Now, Revelations 2 was released some years later. Again, keeping in spirit the experimental nature of it. It tried a few things, and whatever stuck they were going to put in their mainline series. What didn't work, yeah, they would just throw by the wayside.
Over there, another one.
How do you know?
I can just sort of see them.
No, you don't, young lady. It's too dangerous.
Why? I'm not scared.
So some things like the fast inventory system where you just press up, down, left, right on your D-pad, this kind of thing made it into Resident Evil 6. The episodic kind of structure also went into Resident Evil 6. And again, the AI character / co-op character made a return.
You just let me handle this one.
Another cool thing that I liked about Revelations 2 was the ability to swap characters. Now, this had been done before in Resident Evil 0, but I really liked that mechanic in solving puzzles. You had to use a different character with their different abilities, had to work together. Yeah, it was really cool. That also made its way into Resident Evil 6, although heavily neutered in my opinion. But it's there. Now, another cool thing. When you play Resident Evil 4 Remake, a lot of praise went to the addition of stealth mechanics. Like in Resident Evil 4 Remake, when compared to Resident Evil 4 Original, Resident Evil 4 Original was just run and gun. It was very action focused. Resident Evil 4 Remake kind of broke up those action sections with stealth sections where you had to sneak around. You could sneak up on an enemy, fast kill them, move around them. Now when I was playing Resident Evil 4, I was like, this is very, very familiar. Like, super familiar. And it hit me, yeah, that's Revelations 2.
You're doing good!
So almost a decade ago, Revelations 2 had the same mechanics in, but for whatever reason, they stayed with Revelations 2. They didn't make the leap into the mainstream series. For better or worse. It's neither here nor there, because after part 6, the whole thing would kind of be soft rebooted with Resident Evil 7 with a whole new perspective, yada yada. And also, the storyline for Revelations 2 might seem very familiar to you if you've played Resident Evil 8. Now, I might get some flack, I might get some hate for this, but the plot is almost verbatim. Especially Barry's plot where he's searching for his daughter. Yeah. Ethan's storyline in Resident Evil 8 and Barry's storyline in Revelations 2, even down to the characters' motivations, the villain's motivations, yeah, they're virtually identical. So I guess 10 years later Capcom figured, nobody played Revelations 2, let's just wholesale take the plot and put it into Resident Evil 8. Now I might get some hate for that. You know, I love Resident Evil 8, it's fantastic, but trust me, when you're playing Revelations 2 now, if you go from this video to that, you're going to see a lot of correlations. I suppose if you're going to rip off someone, you may as well rip off yourself, right, Capcom? So, okay, due to the episodic natures of both Revelations and Revelations 2, to sum up the storyline and plot is not so easy. Each chapter is character focused, and it's the same in Resident Evil 6. Each character has their own individual storyline that interweaves with the other characters. Now, it weaves a tapestry into a larger story, but basically they are all individual stories that interweave. You can choose to play one character story all the way to the end, like for instance in Revelations 2, the game we're looking at today, it's split into 4 chapters. Each chapter can be played with Claire or Barry, and each character storyline within those chapters is distinct and different. But for what we're looking at today, Barry's story, because, he wants to make a comeback and eventually make a Resident Evil 1 remake. That seems to be his goal if you watch the intro there. That's what we're focusing on. And Barry's storyline concerns him searching for his daughter Moira on this island inhabited by experiments. Okay, don't want to go into it more because I don't like spoiling things. Just play it. Now, for the VR implementation, I had already explained that a Revelations 2 official profile already existed in Vorpx. Now, what does that mean for gamers? Well, the official profiles in Vorpx are made by the creator Ralph, or at least are endorsed by him, and that means that they have a level of polish to them. All shaders are correct, shadows, all of that, everything is dialed in perfectly for 3D, and it is. Now, this profile was obviously made with a third-person game in mind. Now, using Cheat Engine with a cheat table that we did not make, but we found online, using a cheat table with a fantastic and robust hack of the camera system, you're able to get a first-person perspective. Now, changing from third-person to first-person means you also have to tweak the game profile for Vorpx. So we have our own profile on the cloud that you can download. It'll be called Resident Evil Revelations 2 First-Person. And we've dialed that in with FOV and changes to 3D strength to justify changing from a third-person camera to a first-person full VR experience. And yes, you get full 6 degrees of freedom. Tracking, positional tracking.
Can you make it?
Yeah.
It's also possible to use the gesture system. Now, I haven't gone ahead at this juncture to make that, but it is possible to use the gesture system to aim with your controller in a 3-DoF capacity, swing your controller for melee, pick up items, open doors, that kind of thing. All possible, and I will look into it, but the profile right now doesn't have that implemented. So yeah, all in all, it's another good experience. I might now look at getting the original Resident Evil Revelations up in VR as well, because I've seen there's also a profile on Vorpx. Now, I'll have to check for a first-person perspective modification or hack for that game. To my knowledge, none exists, so I may have to crack my knuckles and get playing with Cheat Engine here and see if we can do something. But for now, you can enjoy Revelations 2 in VR.
There's a hole here.
It's another Resident Evil game to add to the collection there in VR, so yeah. So I guess we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And, yeah. Follow us on all social medias, all links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.
Okay, all clear.
You're braver than me.